right, coming up next, we've got Resident Evil OG. Take it away, Desert Eagle.
Oh, hello everyone. Here with the original Resident Evil. This is a PC port of the original PS1 game. With me today, I have Clicks Gaming, one of the best runners of this game ever, and who has taught me most of what I know about this game. And it's a pleasure to have you here commentating with me.
Yeah, pleasure to be here. Thank you.
So, we're doing Jill knife only?
Yeah, actually, I just realized that I kind of fumbled that. It's I meant to say Jill, and I said Chris because I was reading the schedule, and it started with Chris, Jill, knife, guns, all with question marks, and I guess that my brain just kind of connected the dots when it shouldn't have. But that being said, it is indeed Jill knife only. Mm-hmm. So if you will bear with me, I will just correct the information on the stream, which will refresh your game feed. So just give me one quick second, and I'll make sure to actually correct this.
Yeah, so I looked at the donations page not long before hopping into the call here, and Chris Knife Only was winning not that long ago, which has sort of become my main category, so I was pretty happy about that. And then I got in here, and I was like, I was told Jill Knife Only, which is my least run category. So this is going to be fun.
I'll be honest with you.
Some folks are sneaky with those incentives. They like to wait till the last second. I've seen that in my history.
Yep.
Oh yeah, they're spawn camping and sniping all the donations. So you never know what's going to happen. It's not over until it's over. And to be honest with you, Chris Knife Only was in the lead for 99% of the time the bid war was up, and someone just came in and just took Jill.
Someone knew. They knew. But I actually still prefer knife only, though, so I'm happy.
Awesome. Well, without further ado, I will actually bow out for the night. Thank you so much, everyone, for all the milestones that we've reached today. It's been a tremendous honor. This is by far the best show we've put up as far as online editions go, and it's just, honestly, it is an honor to have all of you behind us, supporting us with this little adventure that started with a bunch of French Canadians from Montreal just doing a little local thing on the second floor of a gaming bar. It's insane to see. It takes a village, and we have a whole freaking continent behind us, and we couldn't be happier. So thank you so much, everyone. And with that being said, take it away, Enigma.
All right. Are Desert Eagle, are we ready to go?
I am good to go.
All right. So whenever you're ready, we've got our timer person ready to go. So just give him a countdown and we'll get going with Resident Evil.
All right. So we're just going to go ahead and do time from the ID here. So 3, 2, 1, go. All right. So we start this run off, or any Jill run. We start off with a 45-second cutscene here. So let me first say, as a mathematics teacher, just as a teacher in general, really, supporting a cause like autism and raising money to support people with it and help them get the resources they need, it is really something that's kind of close to home. Like I myself don't have autism. I do have people in my family. I have friends who have it. I have friends whose children have it. And so, I mean, it's still something that's a part of my life on a very regular basis. And seeing people come together and support this is wonderful. So thank you all very much for everything you've managed to do so far. And I hope to see it grow even further before the marathon's done.
What is this?
So I noticed we have some black box memes going on.
We do. Yeah, so you'll notice some people with PCRE1 have these black boxes, and you're going to see my inventory looking pretty weird here. That's a symptom of how this game handles alpha shading, or maybe it's just alpha. It doesn't quite handle that right. on mostly on AMD graphics cards for whatever reason. Sometimes on other types, Intel and Nvidia, but usually AMD. So the menus will look a little bit weird. We're gonna get some, you know, it's gonna give the game some character. Let's say it's a good thing I know these menus.
Luckily, the maker of the Rebirth patch should probably have this fixed this year.
Yeah, so switching over to DX9 will get this all sorted when he gets back to it. But yeah, shout out to Gemini Rebirth for making the patch here. That we had a patch that made it playable. The unpatched PC version is, yeah, not good. And we had a patch that we used for many years that did the job mostly. It did a lot for the game, but this newer patch really made it accessible to a lot more people and a lot more reliable, which is fantastic for the growth of a game that came out in 1996.
You know, it looks like the game is trying to redact all of the text on the screen and doing a really poor job of it.
Doesn't it?
Listen, if something happens, let's meet out in this hall.
So I remember that was G-Virus talking earlier. I hope I'm right.
Yeah,
and,
he just left us for the evening.
Okay, good. I remember voices. Yeah, so he was mentioning, no Jill sandwich this time. We actually also still don't get Jill sandwich in the Jill run, unfortunately.
You
Especially
could
shock
get
and
Jill
awe.
sandwich if you wanted to.
We could. All right, chat, you have to let me know in like 10 seconds. Do you want a Jill sandwich?
Jill sandwich, chat. Do we want that?
Do we want a Jill sandwich?
It depends on how much delay there is between us and the chat.
All right, that's a
the
thumbs up.
sandwich.
There's a thumbs up.
Just get it.
We're gonna have a Jill sandwich.
All right, I'm seeing some yeses. There we go. Yeah, they're coming in.
I'm gonna bank that because it's gonna throw me off if I don't. Oh no, I can't get out.
Worth.
Oh no. Whatever do we do? This takes a while.
Hey, what's going on?
Jill? Is that you, Jill? What happened?
Barry, help me, please. The door won't open. Quick!
Stay away from the door, Jill. I'm gonna kick this door down. Hurry! This way!
Oh, Barry!
That was too close. You were almost a Jill sandwich.
You're right. Barry,
That's for you,
thanks
chat.
saving my life.
That's for all you've done so far.
But Barry, didn't you say you're going back to the dining room
Was
to
a
do some
tasty
research?
sandwich.
Why on
Oh,
earth
yeah.
are you here?
Looks like I had to deliver the
I just
sandwich.
had something
What
I
do you mean?
wanted to check. Now, let's get back to searching for the lost captain and Chris, shall we?
Thank you, Barry.
All right. So there was an impromptu. I guess we would call that a chat incentive.
Yeah, just an impromptu chat incentive. I like it. You never know what you're gonna get here. Gotta keep everybody on their toes.
That bank felt so weird. That is not at all how we normally do that, but I had to get rid of that shotgun. It was going to throw me off.
It's pretty good improvisation or improv.
I actually meant to equip that too.
Yeah, I would have to think about that for a moment.
So, you want to talk about pause canceling there, Clicks?
Improvisation, is that even a word?
Oh,
You discovered a new word. Oh, almost had it.
so close. That is the hardest dodge in the game, so I don't feel bad at all
No, but
about that.
something's wrong
call him the king,
This hall is dangerous.
King Henry. He's a
Maybe
king
it's
for a
better to
reason.
secure our escape route first.
Yep.
There must be a
Yeah,
back
so
door
what you saw I did on
Let's try to
that
find
zombie
it first.
at the top of the stairs was a pause cancel. And essentially what that does is it allows you to cancel whatever animation you're in, as long as you can open the menu, of course. So like you can cancel out of knockback from certain enemies. Usually we use it just to cancel out weapon recoil. Get over here.
Uh-oh, he's being stubborn. Oh, we got the
All
2-bite, that's good. Oh, nice. Just hope he doesn't get right back up.
There we go. Okay, good.
Oh, that went smooth.
It's actually not a bad. I would be happy with that in an actual run attempt,
Yeah,
to be honest. It wasn't perfect or ideal, but you know, it gets the job done here.
yeah, he can take anywhere from 1 to 4, I believe, slashes within that.
Yep. Yeah. Oh, that
And-
4 slash is just.
You have to pull him enough away from the hand railing or the balcony. Otherwise, when he falls, he'll block the statue. So that went really well.
Yep. That's so Resident Evil 2 and 3 switched the order of combine and examine. And my last game I played was Resident Evil 2. So you'll have to forgive that little mishap there. But yeah. So I wanted to combine those clips too.
Look at that hologram fountain.
Oh yeah,
So
looks
real.
good, doesn't it?
Woo!
Yeah, that was
Okay.
spicy. I saw how close I was, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm getting bit," and I did it. I'll take it.
Oh, that's a good line.
Ooh, okay. Will that work? Yeah, it's gonna be a big dance, but
Yeah, that's. Ooh,
yeah,
going to the ball.
that's probably the worst dance I've seen at the piano, actually.
That was a full-blown prom night right there.
Oh yeah, yeah. So if you position yourself in the right spot at the right angle, Jill does like the tiniest little twitch and then starts playing. I was at a bad angle, all the way on the wrong side of the piano, and so she does this whole like weird pathfinding thing to get herself in the proper cutscene position, which is a trend in the classic Resident Evils. They have to position themselves correctly.
Yeah, the way the cutscenes work in general is just weird.
Yep. Vase check.
Classic. Wasn't in there, was it? Never is. One of these days it's going to be, though. I've never lost faith.
That line's kind of awkward because you have to get around the statue that's on the floor there. But if you start mashing action too early to examine, you're not going to hit the gem first. You're going to hit that vase first. And you don't want to do that.
The trigger extends out pretty far, too, because Capcom just absolutely loves cramming triggers next to each other. You got a whole room, but they'll put 2 or 3 triggers all within range of each other.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like a minefield.
Yep. We get to skip one of the worst ones since this is knife only. We don't have to pick up the acid rounds before the second snake fight, thankfully.
So you're gonna knife Yawn 1, right?
Oh God, that sounds horrible. I mean, that is horrible. I've done it.
But
I mean,
you're
if
gonna
you
no
accept
damage it,
that
right?
you're taking the, I sure hope so. That'd be very unfortunate if I didn't. All right.
Comes infamous Rocky Balboa.
Yep. I keep hitting down right on accident. Yeah, so that zombie, as Clicks just said, we call Rocky Balboa because we're putting the eye of the tiger in the tiger. It's a pretty good one. Oh, yep, yeah, that was bad. That was like very bad.
Ooh.
Took that like hella wide. Okay. I'm actually just gonna hang on to like all of that.
Not a bad call.
It's a marathon run. Want to be safe, all that good stuff.
Let's just hope you don't get a free heal from Barry.
Oh, I know. So I'm gonna do a I'm just gonna say because today's been a long day. I'm gonna do a pretty safe strat here for this upcoming boss, and if I get bit, then
Richard, hold on.
I deserve it.
I'll give you a shot now.
So which method are you going for here?
Hang out in the corner until his head goes to the left.
No, Richard.
All right.
It's 4 seconds, or like 3.5 seconds slower than the proper dodge.
And that forces an early bite with that strat?
He doesn't even bite at all if you do it right. He's kind of like, it almost looks like the DS exit a little bit, actually, where he's exiting as you, or he's going in as you exit.
Oh, right. Okay. He just gets all worried about his medallion. His
Yeah.
crest.
He's like, why is she hanging out back here? I need to go check.
Better not take my crest. It's all I have.
It's
Not
his
anymore.
entire, and go. Yep, there we go.
His only toy, yeah. Oh. That's why
Yeah,
he comes back so angry when you fight him later on.
Mm-hmm. Like you saw him turn around there at the end. He looks in there. He's like, "This girl took my crest. I ran past a statue."
Oop.
All right, that should be good.
Yeah, that would totally seal those holes so gas couldn't get through. Push a statue on top. You're good.
Yep. Yeah. So these, the way this room works is there's a certain camera angle that, as long as the statues are covering those vents in the ground, from that angle, the gas won't come out. If you look at, and I didn't do it optimally, but if you look at like really how greedy you can get with that statue push, you're covering like half of the vents at best.
Yes.
It's great.
Yeah, you can get away with a lot with those.
From newborn to old man to death.
Yeah, you live a whole life in about 30 seconds in this room.
Yep.
Another really good example of the knife canceling, pause canceling in the game.
Mm-hmm.
You going for quick crank?
Oh, of course.
Ooh, good clip. Here comes the hard part.
All right, we got it. Could be smidge faster, but that went pretty well.
Yeah, not bad, not bad. Probably the hardest, at least one of the hardest tricks to optimize in the game.
Yeah.
Insanely risky. In terms of time loss, anyway.
Yeah, that's one like so I did that little clip. Like normally you can't just run between those boxes on the floor and the step ladder. You're supposed to push it forward a couple times, but Jill has a small enough hitbox, and the way the collision works in this game, you can slip in between there. Sorry, I was thinking about this dodge and I started slowing down my explanation.
Yeah, you actually, it's a very specific angle, and you have to be running. You have to have enough momentum for it to work. So this is RNG based here. Looks like we got the good stuff.
Nice.
There's that second zombie there. If that second zombie pushes up early right away, it's really bad news in there.
Yeah. Yeah, normally you would bank the first aid spray and that herb that I kept, but that room right there is the main reason I didn't. Because it can go very wrong in there.
Yeah, when the other guy pushes up early, getting in's not an issue. Getting out is another story. They'll wall you in pretty hard. There's a strat you can do. It's not guaranteed, but you can actually hit both of them with a knife in one swing, pause, cancel, and get out. But kind of depends on their positioning whether or not you're gonna actually have that escape window.
Yeah, exactly. They have to be like side by side. If they're like front to back with each other, which they often are, you're not. That's not going to work. Right. This is the room where we learn how to count to 24.
That's a useful skill.
And how to walk around corners. One, 22, 23, 24. Huh. So you don't want to push that too far. Otherwise, you can't get between these two boxes I'm about to start pushing. And I could have gone a little bit further with it, but if you push it too far and you can't fit through, you have to reset that entire box push. And I don't know. Is that the biggest time loss in the game, or is it actually yawn bite?
I believe it's actually on. Because I think yawn is close to a minute on PC.
Yeah, it's
probably a little
right
less.
around a minute.
Not much less though. It's probably the second worst mistake you can make in the game.
Yeah, it's at least a good 20 seconds, probably.
Oh, I'd say probably 30, 35, I'd say. It's pretty bad.
Yeah. In other words, count your pushes. Or you can use a visual cue as well, but just don't over push the box.
Yeah, a few people do use visual cue. I've always counted.
Actually,
yeah, the pushing it on the Nintendo DS version is way different. You push in much smaller increments.
Yeah, it's something like 32 pushes, if I recall correctly. Yeah.
All right, here comes the memes.
Oh, yeah. So this boss coming up is why most people don't run knife only. Or Chris.
Or Chris in general, yeah.
Um, and it is a meme. There is actually a Twitch emote. If you have Twitch Prime for this boss here, it's called Bag of Memes, and we're hopefully not about to see why.
He's wearing a big dress. I've never seen this.
This boss looks great with the alpha issue, doesn't it?
Is there a dress, or he's wearing like 5 or 6 capes? Either way, he's looking good.
Yep. So that wasn't perfect. Ideally, you don't get touched at all, but that could have been a lot worse. So he wasn't feeling the memes tonight. Yeah, I purposefully didn't tell you what this looks like, because I figured you hadn't seen it yet. It's amazing, isn't it?
You were absolutely right. It does give it a lot more character, that's for sure.
Right? Yeah, so normally all these black boxes like this are invisible. But again, however AMD cards render this particular stuff, it's like inverted from what it's supposed to be.
What a monster.
Now it looks like a rotten
What
pumpkin.
the hell is this place
Yep.
anyway?
So, are you serious? I checked the wrong door.
That trigger extends so far. So much further than necessary.
Yeah. So on the way out there, I'm gonna be honest. I think that's the first time I've done that. Usually, and you probably have had this at some point. You mash action too early and you talk to Barry.
I have talked to the berry, yes.
But I have my reasons.
It's kind of a scary trigger,
You guys have met them. It was all I could do to protect myself.
especially when you're going for that early trigger. You actually have to get pretty close to Barry and then actually make your input just after him. It's terrifying.
Our first priority is to get
But when you're trying to save those frames,
Yes, you're right.
it's an option.
Yeah.
Now there are a lot of rooms in that mansion that we can't get into because they're locked up. I have been looking around for clues.
Yeah, I don't know much about Dolphin.
I'll go to the other house and see if I can find.
I know the like I was saying earlier, the person who made this patch was saying that switching to DX9, DirectX 9 for this will get rid of these issues. And that is a future update coming. But it mostly does this on AMD cards, which is the interesting thing. Ooh. Okay. All right, not as great. I swear, every time I run down this hallway now, since I've been running Chris for so long, I'm just waiting for the what? Ooh, okay. I mean, the rest of the room is a catastrophe, but all right, actually, I just saw that health, and we're doing that.
Oh, yeah. Good call. Oh, especially, yeah, because of the knife fight with Yon2.
Mm-hmm.
You actually do take damage in this fight intentionally. It's actually part of the fastest method. I'm not sure which method you're going for.
We're gonna try and do it right.
Optimal, yeah. I never did learn that because
Okay, yep, it's gone wrong.
I always kind of go for the Chris thing.
come on.
or just deal with it.
Get your head up. You jerk.
Yeah, keep your head up, Jan. Don't be so glum. So you want to avoid. Ooh, good call on that. So when his head's up, you can actually hear it. He's hitting him more than once per slash. You can only hit the multi-slashes when his head's up. So
Alright.
if the fight goes bad and he drops his head down, you lose a ton of time.
Yeah. He should have stayed coiled around me back at the back of the room here. But I
have a rope here.
what was it?
Oh, do you? Well,
I noticed my mistake when I made it, and I was trying to remember what it is now. I think I turned a bit when I shouldn't have. And it causes him to like track differently. And instead of like continuing to curl around Jill and bring his head back up, he starts going off to the other end of the room and keeps his head down, which is the opposite of what you want.
Yeah, your positioning and angle, they're very, very specific to manipulate him to do a certain pattern. If you're just slightly off, then... I don't know if you explained. Your mic cut out on me for about 10 seconds, so I don't know what I missed there.
Yeah, I was saying that I had turned a little bit when I shouldn't have. So instead of him continuing to coil around me, his tracking changed the way he moves around. And so instead of doing what we wanted him... I hate this zombie. Instead of him doing what we wanted him to, he went in the wrong direction.
Was it during the first 2 slashes?
After the second one, when you have to slash down.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't remember how the strat goes very well.
All right,
I never
cool. We'll just push him out of the way.
Yeah, you can't just like run past him there. Just the way your hitbox is extended forward when you're sprinting, it just throws it into his grab range.
Yep.
It's actually possible to do it running, but the movement is just so precise.
Yeah,
Especially
exactly.
with Jill. It's actually easier with Chris.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Chris, it's really easy. I think it's because of his wider hitbox, it pushes him away faster.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
I probably should have grabbed that herb back there. But we're fine. There's sun out here.
Yeah.
Because I noticed I am in orange caution because of that yawn fight going very not good.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
All right. Let's be at least a little bit risky. Okay. I wanted to do the heal when I put the battery in.
Yeah, I just had an idea for a new menu that saves a cursor movement in menuing on this battery in Jill any percent anyway. Kind of eager to get the timing on that.
Oh, nice. I did it again. Oh, okay. That's not the sound I wanted to hear immediately.
Really aggro. This is usually bad.
Mm-hmm. That was close to not being bad.
Yeah.
But he got me like at a point where I couldn't adjust. Like it's just. Oh well.
Yeah, there's so many different patterns to those dogs. That's the most random. That's the most RNG you'll deal with in a Jill run. Not considering knife only, obviously. Plant 42 is the most random thing in the game, but in a knife fight, anyway. But all categories have to deal with those dogs, and it's only when you're going from the elevator to the gate, just that one specific time.
Yeah.
They're dodgeable 100% of the time otherwise.
Sometimes those last set of dogs that we saw before after I went down the elevator, sometimes they can like be mean.
Yeah, they have several patterns too.
But
I hate when the one spawns right in the middle of the walkway in front of it.
Mhm.
So annoying. I get that spawn like 9 out of 10 times. I get it more than anyone.
I think the spawn that I hate the most for the dogs, out of any of the dogs, and I get it so much, is when you're trying to go around the corner to put in the battery there. The dog that spawns like right at the corner. So
Yeah.
the instant you camera change, he bites you. I get that way too much. I hate that one. Enrico. Just slide on by him there. Right.
You mind if I jump in real quick with some donations?
Go for it.
Uh-oh, did the mic cut out again?
Oh boy. Is my mic being memes?
It off and on, yeah.
Is it off and on?
Yeah. I have no idea why it's doing that.
On. Desert,
Microphone. Hello.
Hey, I can hear you.
Hey, there we go.
I was asking if we had a moment for donations.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. We have somebody who clearly wants to see this Chrono Trigger bonus game. We have a $20 donation from Pizzy Wizzy who says, blank, it was censored out, blank palindrome, fight Lavos, help children. Thank you for the $20. And we have a $100 donation from Exploded Soda who says, ooh woo. Oh boy. Thank you to the both of you. And just a reminder that Chrono Trigger Jets of Time bonus game will be met at $20,000. We're currently at about $18,400. Just need about $1,600 more to get that run at the end of the marathon. Go ahead and get that done. Thank you, everybody that has donated so far.
Well, thank you guys for the donations.
They could have made this a little faster.
Yeah, just a little bit, right? Squeak, squeak. Squeak, squeak. Oh, okay. I was worried I wasn't all the way on the wall there.
I guess it would be interesting to mention 2 Crank. So
Oh yeah.
he had to use the crank 3 times there. It's pretty time consuming. There's a way, and we still don't know what causes it, where it only requires using the crank twice, which has been timed to be about 11.2 seconds faster. But we've only seen it a handful of times. We have no idea what causes it. But I don't think it can be done on a proper route. So I think it requires doing something that's likely a lot slower than what it saves. But
Yeah, the closest guess we've had so far is getting bit by Yawn. But again, that's like a minute time loss. And a minute time loss for an 11-second time save. Not the wisest trade.
And it doesn't necessarily happen if you get bit by one. So I think there's maybe something more to it.
Yeah.
Or unless it's just some very random bit in memory that causes it, and just who knows how that bit gets in there. It could be something like that.
It's a cosmic ray. I forget what game that was where they had something with a cosmic ray flipping a bit.
Nice PC skip.
There's a whole intro spinning umbrella cutscene that you skip.
Mole. What operating system do you think this is?
Man.
Windows Millennium.
Oh God. It's what this one. This was the test build.
Yeah, that's the pre-alpha of Windows Millennium.
Oh, man.
Yeah, so that panel there, it's a great trigger. You can trigger it with Jill's shoulder. Her shoulders are very talented.
Gave him the old loop-de-loo there. Nice dodge.
Yep. Yeah, it took it a little wider, actually a lot wider than you need to. But it's a sure thing if you do that. Why are you down so early, sir? All right. That was interesting.
Everybody's like getting used to that new line now.
Yeah. Yeah, I deserve that.
Ooh.
That was 100% my fault.
Just knocked the graphical artifacts right out of you.
Yep.
Jill.
Mac OS 8. You know, Windows 3.1 is not actually a bad guess because this is 1996.
I wanted you
This
to wait
game.
for me.
Barry, don't
Is it story-wise meant to be 98?
Yeah,
It is? Okay.
July of '98.
Nope. I mean, 311 could, or 3.1 could have been hanging out somewhere.
Whisker,
You did a fine job, Barry.
just as I thought.
I think you should stay away from Barry, Jill. I hear that his wife and 2 daughters will be in danger if he doesn't do everything.
We've been trying to stay away from Barry the entire time, Wesker. He will not go away.
Well, you don't have to worry
Right.
about anything, because you'll be free from this world very soon.
Why do
You know, we have,
stars?
there's a major glitches category for
This
this,
laboratory has been
where
incredibly dangerous
I'm pretty sure we refer to it as Barry Skip. At the start of the game, we actually freeze him, and we don't get his cutscene. If only he would just stand there for the entire game and not show up anywhere else.
Wouldn't that be great?
It would be amazing.
To me, the monsters you mentioned mean nothing.
It's like, oh, Barry's frozen there.
All of
Oh,
them
well.
together with this entire
Yeah,
laboratory.
this game has some pretty
I
cool
know I should
glitches.
complete my mission, as ordered
The
by
first
the
one
Barry,
happens
go up on the ground
less
and wait
than
there.
1 second into
Barry,
when you first get character control.
Mhm.
Barry's such a fool.
It's kind of
He'll be under the
interesting
control of
to
Umbrella forever.
think of it that way because it starts out with a 45-second cutscene, but
by taking his family as
Yeah.
hostages.
within the first second of control, you can already
Well, I intimidated
do the
him,
first
but
glitch.
it had nothing to do with Umbrella. I just used him for my personal purposes. Though both you and Barry seem
I would
to
love
think
to see
was
more
following
glitched runs and
orders from
marathons,
Umbrella.
but
So you're planning something else?
it's just so hard to get them.
Mhm.
They can easily become a glitchless run accidentally.
Yeah, they really can. Or turn into a soft lock.
Oh yeah,
But if I were you, I
yeah.
wouldn't give up
That's
any
avoidable,
discovery.
but you can if
No
you
one understands
you're doing just simple as pausing too early, and
So you're going
that's
to
a
stop
rip.
all the research?
Better yet, I'm going to
Guys,
show
he's
you.
going to show us the tyrant.
How is showing you the tyrant better than stealing all of the research?
Right? All right. Tyrant is really shy,
Is a super
as we're about to see.
which creates a
When you have an AMD graphics card, he's very shy.
tyrant is the
I
most
can't wait to see what that means.
weapon in the world.
You don't mean you're experimenting on real people?
This is really beautiful. All this power will be mine.
For the sake of an awful creature?
Don't be upset.
Yes, 2-3 minutes.
All weak people exist to be eaten.
You know, everybody thinks Tyrant's such a mean guy, but I mean, he really wears his heart on the outside once you get to know him.
Right?
Get to, by the way.
There you go. He's shy. All right. I'm going to be quiet and count to 23. So if you want to say anything, clicks, go for it.
Oh, right. Do a knife fight. I forgot.
Yep.
What it does.
So he's going to attempt to get the tyrant caught on the key that drops right next to Wesker. Not on this side, but he's going to flip around. And this looks promising. If he timed that attack right, his position looks good. He should be perma-stuck. And it takes 23 slashes to drop him. And yeah, it looks like this fight's going to be perfect.
Yep. Nice.
Nice. It is very, very easy to mess that fight up.
Yeah. Thankfully, that's like one thing in this game I'm actually pretty decent at. So you just get him stuck on the key, and if, you know, as Klitz was saying, if your position's right, he is going to keep tracking you and try to run through that key.
Again.
Oh boy, Mike memes again, huh?
Yeah, I heard you say something like, I don't even recall, but yeah, it went out again. But we're back now. We got you now.
All right. Let's try that again. But yeah, so Klix was talking about the positioning there and timing of the attack. So if you do all that right, his tyrant's tracking keeps trying to go directly at you, but the hitbox of the key on the ground is just in the way.
Is that so?
Yeah, you can actually see him
Will you do me a
start
favor?
to retrack,
This is
and
my
then
last
each knife hit resets it. And if you look at his body, it starts to twitch to the right, like it wants to go around.
family.
Mhm.
And that's where it's important to actually start the first knife slash at the right time. You can actually be too early, and if you're off sync with when he wants to retrack, he'll actually break loose. Well, it's a pretty difficult fight to actually stick him the whole time.
Yep. Yeah. If he does break out, you can kind of trade sides back with him. If you get back on the side of his little test tube thing, you should you really should switch back. It is possible to knife him from that side. It's not ideal. You're more likely to get slashed there, but I've done it. It is possible. As Jill, I wouldn't do that as Chris. That's a bad idea.
I did not know you could stick him, like, you can actually do the fight from that side?
Uh-huh. Not at the start. You have to trade sides at least once.
Oh,
But
okay.
I don't know why, but he got unstuck and I finished him from the other side, and it was like 12 slashes. All right, so we have time coming up pretty soon here. As soon as the strain fades to black.
Oh, it's a flying crate.
Right?
This is a big box. I love it.
Yeah, the hitboxes on this are just amazing. All right. Any second. And time.
All right.
All right. What'd we do? How'd our time go?
We have a final time of 47 minutes and 15 seconds.
That's under my Jill knife only estimate. That was 49.
49, very
So,
nice.
I'm happy
And-
with that.
And you got a Jill sandwich. So
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I did
exactly,
Jill
that was the Jill
sandwich.
sandwich.
Ooh, look at that time.
There you go.
Yeah, thank you all for watching and all the donations and clicks. Thank you for joining me.
my pleasure. Thanks for having me.
All right. That was Resident Evil, the OG Resident Evil, the one we knew, deserteagle317. Fantastic job, Jill, knife only. Just unbelievable every time I watch these knife only runs. Just fantastic. We had another donation come on in through that run. We had a $1 donation from G-Virus, who said, if a Cyclops closes his eye momentarily, is it a wink or a blink? Save the palindromes. That is a good question. When you eat those barbecue crispers, you know, deep thoughts like that show up. Thank you for the $1 G-Virus. Just to remind everybody, if we hit $20,000 before the end of the marathon, we're going to stick on a bonus game, Chrono Trigger Jets of Time. We're currently sitting at about $18,400. Need about $1,600 to get to that. I'm here for the next two runs. Coming up next, looking at the schedule here, we've got more Resident Evil action coming up to you. We've got Resident Evil 3 Remake, Low Percent, being done by Savage Saskatch. And coming up after that will be Elastoid with Shadowrun. But we got more Resident Evil action coming up for you next. Make sure you get those donations in. I'll be here the next two runs. Give me some stuff to read. Let's get it all done.